This is Jeff.
This is Brandon.
We're the Film Blurs. This episode is brought to you by
Puma presents the new AC Milan third kit for the 2021-22 season. The bold new progressive jersey takes traditional design and rewrites the rules to push the boundaries and defy convention. The new AC Milan third kit creates a fearless new expression of the club's identity and challenges tradition by reimagining conventional football kits in a brand new approach that merges football and streetwear culture. Puma, we are forever faster. Puma.com.
Get your films on with the Blurs!
Once an idea has taken hold of the brain, it's almost impossible to eradicate.
Unpacking movies has never been more spot on, woke, fire, and just plain lit.
They are lit all the time.
So if you're unsure whether or not to plop down some cash for a film, check out the Blurs.
When a man with a 45 meets a man with a rifle, the man with a pistol is a dead man.
Brondo's got what plants crave.
It's got electrolyte.
You really only need to hang mean bastards. But mean bastards, you need to hang.
Don't say you weren't warned. Here's Brandon and Jeff.
Hello. Welcome to another episode of the Film Blurs. I'm Brandon Norwood, a.k.a. Hero Protagonist, a.k.a. the true father of Joe's kids. Guess what? Joe got out of prison.
What?
And he made a nice lady friend while he was in prison through mail letters.
Oh, wait, so he's in the pen pal thing?
Yeah, and guess what happened?
What happened?
She has this nice Corvette. She let him drive as a gift. Joe ended up speeding and crashing that shit. So now he's back in the prison ICU.
Oh, God damn it, Joe.
And this bitch is suing him, so.
If it wasn't for bad luck, Joe would have no luck at all.
AKA Papi Chulo. Still spanking your wife and putting a molly in her butt. And I got your grandma pregnant. How you feel? How you like that?
It's in the butt that gets me. It's in the butt.
AKA Rough McGruff. Still pulling rip and runs. Remember, kids, don't snitch. Only snitch if you see people with bundles of cash. We're going to abolish the DARE program. AKA B-Wood the Magnificent.
And I am going to follow that somehow. I am Jeff Stewart, AKA Revengeman Button, AKA He Who Remains, AKA Uncle Jeffrey. And welcome to what episode are we on?
19, nigga.
19, God
damn, yeah. So let's just dive into it. We got a lot of shit today. Let's start with the news that dropped this morning.
Oh, we talk about Venom?
Yeah. So this movie's getting moved around like a fucking hot potato. It has now been pushed up to October 1st. And my question is, why didn't y'all just keep it on September 24th? Like at this point, y'all should have just kept the original release date.
Right. So here's the thing. If you follow me on Twitter, I talk about how this shit is going to keep on moving for fucking ever. It's the eternal movie. When I was watching Shang-Chi this weekend and the Venom trailer came on and all the nerds in there were like, woo! And I'm like, you poor sad sons of bitches. You're never going to see this movie. This is never coming out.
Well, we will be reviewing the movie, but we will be reviewing the movie probably sometime next year because we're not paying to see that shit.
Oh, yeah, no.
And, we already know Sony ain't going to give us a screen of that.
Right. And I would not be surprised if it jumps before like the end of this afternoon to like, oh, yeah, we're going to put it in November.
Well, they can't now because they announced during this release date shuffle, tickets go on sale Wednesday.
Yeah, all right. Well, they got until Wednesday to fucking change their mind, man. It's down to the minute.
Speaking of release date changes, Paramount has delayed fucking 3 movies now. Jackass Forever, Mission Impossible 7, and Top Gun 2, aka Top Gun Maverick. Sorry, little Tom Cruise. Danger zone. I think that's good because Jackass Forever doesn't have to compete with Doom now.
Well, here's the thing. It was never going to compete with Doom. Let's get that straight. That was never going to be a competition. And here's the thing. I'm actually looking forward to Jackass.
Same.
But here's the thing. I don't need to see that on the big screen.
Oh, yeah. This is one where I don't understand why they don't put that on Paramount Plus.
That was built for Paramount Plus. That would probably boost their fucking subscriptions.
Oh, yeah.
Immensely.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what, man? I'll tell you what. I am sick of seeing the fucking trailer for this movie every time.
On everything.
Yeah, man.
Like, we get it.
Like AMC, you gotta jettison this trailer now. It's not coming out October 22nd anymore.
Right now, it just says what, fall?
No. They still have the October 22nd on the trailer, but it's coming out in February. Like, get rid of the motherfucker now. Like, it's been delayed. I'm sick of seeing this fucking trailer to the point where, like, it's becoming like Free Guy, where I'm just seeing the trailer every movie I go see, and now it makes me hate it.
Right. And here's the thing. They're going to make money off of this, no matter if it goes directly to streaming or if it goes to the theater. So why don't you just, like, you have a built-in fucking fan base. Like, just put it on Paramount Plus and be done with it.
Yeah, like AMC, if you're going to run a trailer, run the fucking Dune trailer. Like, just play that shit, man.
Over and over again.
Top Gun 2, I feel bad for because this movie's been delayed like 20 fucking times, and now we're back.
When is this coming out?
May 27th, 2022. All
right.
Well, it was supposed to come out in 2019.
I'm excited about this movie a little bit, and the fact that they keep on jumping around with it, and they're not just trying to dump it, says something that, like, they think they have something with this.
Okay, well, let's roll right into CinemaCon then. You know what I mean? Because CinemaCon was the week that we took off.
Right.
Paramount, they had, because every studio gets their own presentation at CinemaCon. CinemaCon's like 4 or 5 days. We should try going next year.
Right.
It's in Vegas. It's always in Vegas.
I love Vegas. I love NAB. I try to go every year. So let's
try to yeah. So Film Blurred's at CinemaCon. Let's make it happen. So CinemaCon, Paramount, everybody had this whole roster to show off, except for Lionsgate. I don't even know what Lionsgate showed, but everybody had this whole roster, like bang, bang, boom, this whole presentation. The only studio who wasn't there was Disney. And instead of Disney showing up, they're like, here's Shang-Chi. Here's the fucking movie. Enjoy the movie.
Yeah, I mean, but like Disney's dick is so big, they don't have to show up.
Yeah,
right? Like,
so it was like a smaller CinemaCon just because pandemic.
Yeah, because we're still in the middle of chapter 2 of the apocalypse. So
yeah, Paramount, what they did is they showed the big stunt that will be highlighted in Mission Impossible 7, which is Tom Cruise doing a base jump from a motorcycle and then parachuting.
Yeah, off of a cliff.
Yeah. And they showed that whole behind the scenes. It was like a 10-minute thing, this thing. And I was like, damn. And then the only other thing they showed was the first 13 minutes of Top Gun Maverick. And from what people said, they were like, it looks amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it has to look amazing because Tony Scott changed the game with Top Gun. Like, when if you read behind the scenes stories about how, like, they fired him 3 times from Top Gun. And the studios didn't understand what he was doing when he shot all the shit in slow-mo on the aircraft carrier. So, I mean, he set a high bar for, like, it's glamour porn. It's like, military porn right there. Like, it's just beautifully shot weapons doing what they do.
You see, Top Gun for me is part of the holy trinity of cinematic caucasity.
Okay, what were the other 2 tenets? We
got Point Break.
Oh, yeah.
And we got Grease.
Okay.
The holy trinity of cinematic caucasity. 3 movies that are revered by white people that I watch, and I'm just like, I've gotten through 2 of them. Like, at least I got through Top Gun, and I got through Point Break, and I can understand the appeal of those movies. I've tried 3 times to watch Grease, and I have not been able to get through that motherfucker.
But you got to be a special kind. Like, you have to be a real music nerd to appreciate Grease. I mean, like, isn't the running joke that Grease is done in every high school?
Yes.
All across the country. I mean, it is for theater kids. If you were never a theater kid, you don't understand.
Yeah. There's a lot of fucking, yeah. Anyway, let's keep going with CinemaCon. Sony had a whole presentation. Mm-hmm. And at the end of their presentation, they're like, yo, we got a surprise for you guys. We're showing you Ghostbusters Afterlife. Right. They showed the whole movie. Mm-hmm. Apparently it's good. They say, and it's excellent. It's different. Don't go in expecting, a comedy.
I want different. Because the first Ghostbusters, yeah, it was a comedy, but they really tried to stick the landing with the horror aspect of it. And that was the problem with the reboot. They tried to make it like a strict comedy instead of like a horror movie that was funny.
The problem with the reboot mainly involves Amy Pascal, because in those emails,
I mean,
if you read through those emails, she straight up has a whole conversation with Paul Feig stating how she doesn't like the original movie, how she doesn't want Ivan Reitman involved, and how she wants this to be a female-led movie. And Paul Feig, he was like, oh, that's all cool, because I want to build my own Ghostbusters thing from the ground up, which is fine. As a creative, I get that.
Yeah, I get it.
To not have any attachment to
beyond the IP.
Right. So you can do whatever you want. Here's my thing. I would have loved that Ghostbusters reboot thing if they just made it a sequel, honestly.
Yeah, I mean,
because instead it was just a hard remake of the first movie.
Well, hard as in difficult to watch, yes.
It's enjoyable. I don't hate it like everybody else does.
Well, because you're not a toxic man.
And I thought it was funny, but...
I didn't think it was funny. I thought it could have been better, but it could have been much worse. Like they
definitely could have been better.
Right. They tried. I didn't hate myself for watching it, but I've never seen it again. Like, it's not one I'm going to go to. I try to watch Ghostbusters every year.
See, I watched it. I have the 4K Blu-ray, and the 4K Blu-ray comes with the 3D Blu-ray, and I got a 3D TV in my basement, so like I've watched it since. And
yeah, I mean it's a fine movie,
right?
I think because of the toxic fan base, as toxic fan base go, it got a bad rap for being a horrible movie.
Well, it had a lot riding against it too, because that was the first Ghostbusters movie in like 30 years since Ghostbusters 2. So like, y'all. Amy Pascal, man, she is. Right. So,
and with this new Ghostbusters, this Afterlife, I hope they do something different. I hope they turn left, and I just don't want them to rely too much on nostalgia. Nostalgia is fine, They
say it has a lot of heart.
Good, okay, I'm fine with a lot of fucking heart. I'm fine with all of that. I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt. But don't give me all sorts of fucking callbacks that don't need to be there. That's the one thing. Like, I really enjoyed that last trailer until you had the dancing Stay Puft Marshmallow Men.
Oh, in the grocery store?
On the grocery store. It's like, all right. Oh, okay. All right. So this is what it's going to be?
It's out of context, so I can't.
Right.
And it's only like a brief little snippet, so I can't even get mad at that.
Yeah, but like, I have faith that the people who did this care enough and they were given enough creative control to do something that kind of honors the first one. Yeah, because I grew up watching Ghostbusters.
I mean, Jason Reitman, despite what I may feel as him as a filmmaker, he is Ivan Reitman's son. So if anyone's going to understand it, it's going to be
right.
This guy.
Yeah.
He's, So I'm rooting for y'all. So
yeah, let's maybe we can get a screener. Maybe we can get a preview of that.
Universal unveiled the first trailer during CinemaCon for Scott Derrickson's The Black Phone, and they say it looks terrifying. It looks amazing. The movie's going to be crazy. It comes out in February next year.
I have heard nothing about this movie.
Yeah, co-written by Cargill and Scott, starring Ethan Hawke. So it's a little sinister reunion. I'm glad. It sounds like this is the movie he got to make, and that's why he left Doctor Strange 2, is because he wasn't able to make the movie he wanted to make.
Right.
So the fact that people are saying, yo, it looks like he put his foot into this, cool.
All right, cool. I mean, I didn't know anything about it before this second, but like, I'm looking forward to it. Like, I want to see true creatives create.
Yeah.
And like get the opportunities to do what they want to do and to tell the stories they want to tell,
Yeah. So with that, Universal also showed off some new footage from Jurassic World Dominion, and this movie is
it's gonna be crazy, baby. It's gonna be crazy.
It's crazy that they didn't show them what they showed us with the IMAX preview. They showed some new shit, and it's crazy. Like, new pieces of this movie being shown out of context is still rocking the socks off people.
Well, here's the thing. We've been waiting for this shit since like 2003. When did Lost World come out?
Lost World came out in 1997.
97 was Lost World?
Yeah.
God damn.
Because Jurassic Park came out in 93.
All right. So yeah, we've been waiting since 97. Once we get that glimpse of the T-Rex fucking up San Diego for this kind of action.
I will say this. I like fucking the The Lost World. I
Dude,
know
I
people
fucking
hate it.
I love The Lost World.
Yeah,
I love it.
That has Spielberg's best sequence that he's ever directed, and that's in the fucking little camper on the cliff in the rain.
The camper in the cliff. I love
even the gymnastics shit. Like people make fun of. I'm like, nah, because they set that up earlier, and that's fucking awesome.
The only thing I have a problem with Lost World is it seemed like the Dr. Malcolm's daughter. It seemed like it was pandering race. Stunt casting.
I see what you mean, but that didn't bother me. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, it's like, all right, well, let's give him a black daughter.
Yeah, See, my only thing is it is that part in L.A. at the end, or San Francisco, or San Diego, wherever it is kind of goofy. Especially there's that one shot
with the dog.
Well, the shot of the Japanese people looking up and screaming and running. I'm like, okay, all right, yo.
I mean, look, it's 97. It was a little racy, a little racisty.
Like I get it. Kaiju and Godzilla, but
right. And I love when the blockbuster gets fucked up and all the fake Tom Hanks movies and shit like that.
Yeah,
that was cute. That was cute, but I fuck with Lost World a long way.
Yeah, fuck all you who say that's a bad movie.
It hit, man.
It's not nothing. Let's get this out the way. Nothing's ever going to be that first movie.
Oh yeah.
So once you take those expectations away, then you can enjoy the fucking shit.
Oh yeah. I mean, look, the first movie, the first Jurassic Park is the first Jurassic Park.
Right.
Like you had never seen anything like that before. So
structurally, it's perfect. The action's perfect. Like, I'm sorry, guys, but nothing. As good as this new movie's going to be, it won't be on that level. So just get that in your head. Right.
It was like, it was no Jurassic Park. It wasn't the first one. It's like, yeah, it's not going to be the first one because literally you've spent 5 movies. But how many movies are we in now?
This will be 6.
Yeah, we're 5 movies in. All right, that sense of wonder that you got off that first movie is not going to be there. So grow the fuck up.
Here's my other thing too. Hopefully this movie erases 3 from canon.
Oh, there was a 3?
Yeah.
There wasn't a 3. Like, wait, what happened in 3? Were they paragliding on pterodactyls and shit like that?
All right, let's move on. Apparently, and the last thing that blew people away from Universal's presentation is Michael Bay's Ambulance. They showed the trailer for it. They said it looks like a crime thriller by Michael Bay.
I am here for Michael Bay.
I know on that though.
A
Michael Bay crime thriller?
Yeah, baby. I just got horny for that shit. Look, as much as we shit on Zack Snyder, right? And you say I don't know if anyone says but you don't fucking shit on Michael Bay. It's because Michael Bay knows who he is.
Oh yeah. I listened to. Recently, they had an episode of The Island for how this get made, and they were roasting the fuck out of The Island. And Jason Mantzoukas listened to the commentary and said, yeah, Michael Bay, he knows who he is. He's like, yeah, nobody saw this movie, but that's neither here nor there. He's like, he knows who he is.
Right. Like, you can't offend Michael Bay because no matter how shitty you think his movies are, he's still on a fucking yacht surrounded by old ass Victoria's Secret models. He's winning.
So, I mean, and he got real actors to be in this shit too, starring Jake Gyllenhaal and Yahya Abdul-Mateen II. Those are actors.
Look, sometimes Michael Bay can actually direct a interesting film. I love Pain and Gain, even though it was a comedy, but his Benghazi film, I really liked his Benghazi film.
It was cool to look at. It was cool to watch, but I didn't like the politics of it. Also, it was basically Call of Duty, the movie.
I mean, it was basically his version of Black Hawk Down, which I'm also here for.
Yeah. So WB at their presentation, they showed a bunch of shit, but we're gonna get, like we said, we're only doing highlights here. We can't do the whole thing.
Right.
WB unveiled the first trailer for Matrix 4, and they gave us a title, which the title was rumored, and I knew about the title, but I never wanted to say it on the show because it was never confirmed. Now it's been confirmed. It is The Matrix Resurrections.
I mean, it tracks. I mean, if you look at the naming conventions for the first 3.
Reloaded, Revolutions, Resurrections.
It makes sense, and it's not that big a surprise.
Reading the trailer description, it sounds like we're going to get a
soft reboot
or a remake of the first one.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know how I feel about that, but apparently this trailer fucking blew everybody away.
I mean,
they said they're reinventing. Well, Lana, because the other Wachowski sister stepped back because their parents died. And they couldn't work on this movie because they're like, it was too close to my parents. Right. And the idea came from my parents. And it's just like, it was too much. It was too much for that sibling. So Lana went at this alone. And apparently Lana's going to listen, I like the first Matrix is amazing. Up until like the last 30 minutes, I enjoy Matrix Reloaded.
And Revolutions, that the shit in Zion, like the actual battle in Zion, I mean, it was well choreographed. It really was. That was a dime tight, battle sequence.
My problem with those two sequels, my big problem is Lord of the Rings. If you look at those movies have a beginning, middle, and end, even though they're telling one story, right? You could watch those individually because they each have a beginning, middle, and end.
Right, but Reloaded literally was a to be continued.
It was a 2-act movie.
Right.
And then Revolutions was just an entire third act, and you're still throwing in new characters in the third movie, and I'm like, who the fuck are these people?
Yeah, I mean, I saw what they were trying to do, and God bless them for trying. But yeah, they dropped the ball. On those last two because they had hit it out of the park so fucking big with the first Matrix. And they were given, Joel Silver gave them like carte blanche to do whatever the fuck they wanted.
Because they wrote that script and they took it, and people are like, well, okay, this is cool. What's the budget you need? And they're like, oh, we need like $100 million. And everybody just laughed at them. They're like, you guys haven't made a movie before this. And he's
wait, they did Bound.
Hold on.
Oh, okay.
Joel Silver told them, go make a movie and then maybe we can make this. So
gotcha.
They did Bound, and when everybody watched Bound, they're like, okay, so you want $100 million for this? So yeah,
man, I gotta go back and watch Bound. I fucking love that movie.
To our listeners, go back and watch the first Matrix and then watch the second one, because there's a lot of shit that's either talked about or set up in that first movie that they bring up in the second one, which is amazing that there's some shit paid off. Also, the second one is like watching a live action anime.
Yeah.
Like the way, if you look closely during the fights, you could see like the motion blur from the weapons in their hands, and it's cool because you only see that shit in cartoons.
Right, yeah. I mean, it's a well shot, well thought out action movie when it comes to the actual action.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the story,
for me it went off a cliff once he meets the dude in white, Colonel Sanders. Yeah, in the room with TVs. That's when it careens off a cliff.
Because I mean,
I was just like, okay, get the fuck out of here.
I mean, I saw the second one high as shit in the theaters, and like I was with it up until fucking
Colonel Sanders shows up,
and I was like, I'm dumb,
bro. That is a 15-minute sequence too of him just going on and on and
like
on.
It's watching someone's dad berate them for 15 minutes.
Yeah, nigga, like that shit. Yeah,
like, you're a disappointment, son.
Yeah, that movie careened off. I mean, you got fucking Morpheus with a fucking katana
and a submachine gun,
a MAC-10, nigga, taking out a truck. Like, me and my brother always say this. That is every nigga's dream, is to fucking wield a katana and a fucking MAC-10 at the same time, or automatic pistol. Like, yo, I want to do some cool shit like that. Right. And he had a fucking whole ass katana fight on top of a moving fucking truck. Like, that's why people are like, you like the second Matrix? I'm like, yeah, nigga.
Because the action was there.
And the story was good up until it wasn't. Mm-hmm. All right, let's move to Venice and Telluride. Venice and Telluride are currently going on right now. Some films premiered out of Venice that I want to talk about. The Power of the Dog, that's Jane Champion's new movie. Jane Champion has done a lot of fucking movies, including The Piano. That's like her most noted one. People are saying this is amazing.
Okay,
it's going to be on Netflix. It's about a rancher who gets into some shit. And so he leaves everything for his wife to take care of. And his brother shows up, and his brother starts fucking shit up. It stars Kirsten Dunst as the rancher's wife, and Benedict Cumberbatch is playing the brother. And they say Benedict Cumberbatch is despicable.
I mean, he's got that look. He's got the kind of face where he would either be like the best dude to have on your side, or some guy you don't want to meet in a dark alley.
Yeah.
That's the persona I get off of him. Like, he could go either way.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to the Card Counter, which I'll be talking about lately. Card Counter premiered. You know what? I'll save that.
Yeah.
Also, what premiered is Last Night in Soho. People love it. And then the people who don't love it, they don't love it because it's an Edgar Wright film. Because remember, everybody talks about the structure of the movie and how they didn't like some of the reveals and the third act and how the movie ends. But I'm like, that's every Edgar Wright film. Once you think it's going to go one way, it goes the other. His movies zig and zag with plot twist all the time.
Right. A perfect example of that would be The World's End for me, for Edgar Wright. As like the just like it wasn't what I expected. And it threw me all sorts of curveballs.
Yeah. That thematically, yeah. But like, even storytelling, like all of his movies, like I expect them to go one way. Like even Baby Driver, watching it, I was like, oh, I did not expect it to go this way. Like his movies zig when you expect them to zag. Like that I don't. Yo, listen.
So here's the thing with Edgar Wright. Well, go ahead. But
no, you.
Here's the thing with Edgar Wright films. Don't go in anticipating anything.
Yeah,
just watch the fucking movie.
Basically, and then we'll get into the last thing that premiered at Venice that we'll talk about, and we'll save everything else for next episode because there's just so much shit.
Right.
Dune premiered, and Dune, all the reactions I keep seeing are masterpiece, beautiful, masterpiece, gonna define the next decade of cinema. It's Lord of the Rings in space. Right. It's 2001.
Didn't we say that last time? Like that it Lord of the Rings in space.
I said that. I've said that so many times. And I remember I told you after I saw the 14-minute preview the 40-minute presentation, I was like, Jeff, some of those shots look like they're from 2001. And now somebody went and tweeted out, fuck, this looks like 2001. And I was like, yeah, nigga.
Yeah, so like if you're not excited about Dune, you don't have a pulse.
Yeah, man. There's only two pans I saw for Dune.
Right.
One's from Richard Lawson from Vanity Fair, and that nigga don't like nothing, so I'm not surprised by that. Number two was David Ehrlich. And if you're familiar with David Ehrlich's writing and his work, dude's an amazing writer, but anything that's over $30 million budget wise, like the way his mind works, I'm just like, how does your mind work here, bro?
So he's a true snob. Is like,
oh nigga, I'm talking about like fantastic writer, but fucking insufferable to the point where homeboy's a parody of himself. Like everybody kind of expects this now. They're like, right. Oh yeah, well.
So what happens if he actually likes a movie?
I mean, the last time he liked a mainstream movie, I think it was Mad Max.
Okay.
Yeah. So
all right. So that won an Oscar.
Yeah. We'll talk about offline. Anyways, let's keep moving on. The Conjuring's getting a comic book series. The fuck is this?
That is the sound of me sucking my teeth in quiet despair, I guess. Why?
Yeah, exactly. WB's just milking the shit out of this.
Like, I don't. How did you pitch that? How did they pitch that? Like, who went to them and was like, you know what kids really like nowadays? Comic books.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. I honestly don't know. Let's get into another piece of news that got us excited. The Rocketeer is coming back, going to be produced by David Oyelowo and his wife Jessica Oyelowo, and potentially starring David Oyelowo. It's
Say
called
that 3 times fast.
I can't. David Oyelowo. He might be starring in it. It's called The Return of the Rocketeer.
We talked about this a couple of episodes ago. If The Rocketeer came out now, it would be a smash fucking hit.
Yeah.
And we aren't the only ones who feel that way, because everyone I talk to about The Rocketeer, like the old one, the one with Cliff Secord, they were like, yeah, I really fuck with that movie. What happened? And the fact that we're getting a black Rocketeer, oh my God.
Going straight to Disney Plus, I'm fine with that.
That's fine.
As long, listen, I'm at the point now where like I know this shit's gonna piss people off, but fuck it. I'm getting the shit I want. I don't care how I get it, as long as it's being made, and if it's good, keep making it.
Right. You know what? I loved past tense the theater experience. Some of you motherfuckers make it hard for me to enjoy going to a movie theater.
Yeah, because I saw Shang-Chi twice this weekend, and both times I'm just like, ooh, boy.
Yeah. So I'm fine sitting at home when I don't have to deal with, someone who's definitely dealing with whatever trauma they're dealing with.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. Expendables 4 is coming. It's going to be, everybody's coming back, but apparently what's going to be different this time is Jason Statham's going to be the main character.
I don't care.
Okay. I'm going to be real with you. I only like the second one.
Beyond the main concept, I couldn't tell you what happened in any of those fucking movies. I think, didn't Dolph Lundgren, didn't he become the bad guy
in one?
Yeah, that's all I can remember.
Yeah, all I remember is 2 had the best action and was, to me, the best story out of all 3 of those.
Yeah, I mean, it's what it's going to be. I'm not going into that expecting the best piece of action cinema since time immemorial. Like, I don't. It's fine. It's going to be fine.
All right, and our last bit of news, R.I.P. Ed Asner. My man's a legend.
I know. Like
he lived long, though, 91.
All right, I mean, I hate to say this, but like, I thought he had been already dead.
Damn, that's fucked up.
Like, you like someone who's so like established and everything like that, but you don't hear about them for a while. It's like, oh, wow. I mean, he had to have passed, right? And the fact that now, he survived the apocalypse up until this point. So good for him.
Well, I'm going to be talking about something he was in recently because it just dropped on Disney Plus, and I got a lot of positive things to say about this.
All right, cool.
So with that in mind,
wait, do we want to read this fan letter?
Oh, okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
So yeah, like before we move on. I've got this. We received this fan letter recently, and I just want to read it on air because we really do appreciate it. Dear Jeff and Brandon, thank you for your interest in the 59th New York Film Festival. Your application for NYFF 59 press accreditation was reviewed, and unfortunately, your request could not be granted. We cannot guarantee accreditation from year to year and have to make difficult decisions due to the large volume of applications that we receive. We consider the following factors when making our decision, and we reserve the right to be selective. Incomplete application, no assessment letter or coverage plans, no press clips or insufficient press clips, outdated under a different byline, no proof of publication, etc. Coverage history, badge use history, number of applicants from outlet, outlet type, outlet reach and growth, social media following, limited opportunities for remote coverage, and previous accreditation with no resulting coverage. Kindly note that all decisions are final. Love, New York Film Festival.
Yeah, they say apply again next year. Here's my thing. Some of that stuff I get, right? Some of that stuff doesn't apply to us.
Totally.
The thing that really pissed me off there was the social media following. I'm like, okay, are we chasing clout or are you a fucking film festival?
Right. And well, the thing that got me was outlet reach and growth. I guess this is a perfect time as any to announce that we have reached 30,000 subscribers on Apple Podcasts alone. We've been doing this for what, 6 months?
We've been doing this for almost 5 months, less than 5 months.
Yeah.
We might be coming up on 6, but it definitely hasn't been 6.
Yeah. So we've gone from 0 to over 30,000 in less than, let's say 6 months. All right. I mean, that's reaching out. That's growth.
Here's my thing. You would think you would want people to cover and just spread the word about what's playing in your film festival in general. This is a prestigious festival. You want people to come and see these fucking movies.
Right. So I guess we're just too real for the New York Film Festival.
Or, yeah, well, hopefully we'll try again next year.
Let them come to us.
So 5 months.
5 months. Wow.
So,
Yeah, so, I mean.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Seriously.
So we appreciate that. Wow, 5 months? That's it?
Yeah.
Wow, yeah. So, New York Film Festival, sorry, you fucked up.
All right, well, Jeff, what have you watched lately?
What you watching? What you watching? I said, what you watching? What you watching?
What are you watching?
What have I been watching? I am finally on the Awkwafina train. I started watching and I finished everything. Awkwafina is Nora from Queens.
Damn, I want to watch that show.
Dog.
Is it good?
It is so good. All right, so here's my thing. I was off-put by Awkwafina as a presence.
Just because of her black scent.
Because of her black scent, but I didn't find her all that funny when I saw her in interviews and stuff like that. It seemed like she was a manufactured product. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I know exactly what you're saying.
Like, no offense to her, get your money, boo-boo. But like, she seemed like, okay, Awkwafina's a thing now. We just made her a thing.
My thing with her is every time you call her out on the black scent, especially on Twitter,
right,
she'll block you.
Yeah, and that's, all right, we'll have a conversation with her about
Stop appropriating our culture.
Right. But like, Nora from Queens is fucking hilarious. And honestly, I fuck with Broad City the long way.
Yeah.
I think it's better than Broad City.
All right. I mean, I'm going to get to it eventually because I got so much shit on my plate.
Right. But like, Awkwafina, like, she tones down the black scent.
Oh, thank Christ.
All right. And it seems genuine, right? I mean, she plays this character, Nora. She's a fuck up. She lives with her grandma and her dad, played by B.D. Wong. And fucking, I miss B.D. Wong.
He's been busy with Mr. Robot, baby.
Yeah, but like, I just miss seeing him and shit. But like, B.D. Wong, and Nora's grandmother is played by, I can't think of her name right now. I can look it up. The older Asian woman from Orange is the New Black.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
I know who you're talking about.
The whole entire cast slaps. They're all hilarious. Grandma is my favorite fucking character ever. Like, I want her to be my grandma. And the show is hilarious and heartfelt and weird. It is so fucking weird. She just plays a pot-smoking hippie, or loser who's trying to make it. Like, the first 3 episodes are her trying to get her car out of impound. Taking jobs to get her car out of impound.
So relatable shit.
Yeah. So like, this show is fucking amazing. And like, I apologize to everyone who told me to watch this, and I was like, nah, man, I don't fuck with Awkwafina. I apologize to you because you were right. It is a really, really, really good show. And it was on Comedy Central for the first season. And now, for some reason, it's moved on to AT&T TV.
I don't know. I see it on Paramount Plus, man.
Okay, Paramount Plus. There you go. So if you get a chance, watch Nora from Queens. You won't be disappointed. You're really gonna love it. Like, as a pot smoking hippie yourself.
Let me finish Evil, and then I'll move on to that.
All right. And so I started watching Bucky Larson, Born to Be a Star.
Oh, I saw that. That popped up on my Hulu.
Yeah, because it's like, if you like Vacation Friends, which we're going to talk about later,
yeah,
you'll like Bucky Larson. And that is a bad fucking movie.
Is it?
Oh, it is horrible. Even for like a Happy Madison movie, it's bad. Right? Like, I can only see Nick Swardson's O-face so many times.
He's not that funny, though.
He's not that. Like, he was funny in Reno 911 as Terry.
Yeah, but that's the only thing I've seen him in that he was funny.
Yeah, like, so he's doing this bad Midwest accent, and there's just so much semen. So much semen in this fucking movie. Like, oh... it's the acting is bad. Like, I felt bad for everybody in it, like especially Christina Ricci.
Oh no,
because she was like, she's the love interest and everything like that, and I'm like, oh, baby girl, you're too good for this. Everybody was too good for this. Yeah, and then I after watching Bucky Larson, I decided to let me go down a rabbit hole and watch all of the Happy Madison films that I have not watched yet. And this is like my Heart of Darkness, man. This is my journey into the heart of hell. I started watching Jack and Jill, which is...
I don't even know what to say. All I've seen from that movie is the Dunkachino clip, and that was enough for me. That's man.
Yeah. So like I'm torturing myself for the audience. I'm going to go back and watch all of the Happy Madison films that didn't make it. The ones that died on the table. Next is Joe Dirt 2.
My man's waterboarding himself.
Yeah. Are you not entertained?
Ooh.
And so after that, I decided to like just relive childhood trauma. And on HBO Max, they got most of the Nightmare on Elm Street series on there. All right. So I started with the one that kind of affected me the most as a kid, Dream Warriors. Three. That's
one of the three good ones, because there's only three good ones.
Right. So I started watching that, right? And it's not good, though. It may be the one of the best ones, but it's still not very good. And it's a testament to like, your mind as a child versus your mind as an adult, because I attached so much sentimentality to this fucking movie because it was like, my father's girlfriend's daughter was my babysitter, right? And she was like, she put me onto all these horror movies, right? And so like, I have a special affinity for this movie because Cassie let me stay up late and watch it. But as an adult, like Patricia Arquette's, she must have been getting her legs, her sea legs, her acting sea legs, because all she does is hysterical crying and or screaming throughout the whole entire fucking thing. Heather Langenkamp, is not a good actress in this either. I mean, I'm not saying that they're not good actresses. I'm just saying
this movie
they were bad
in this movie.
Lawrence Fishburne just shows up as the wise Negro because you got to have a wise Negro in every one of these fucking movies. It wasn't scary. Like, it didn't make any sense.
Yeah, I think that's what makes the original Nightmare on Elm Street good, is like that is actually a scary movie.
Right. Like, you're just watching this one. It's like, oh, what is Freddy going to turn into now? How is he going to kill this person now? And and when I did a deep dive into this, like, Frank Darabont wrote the screenplay.
It's early Darabont, though.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, what would have happened if Darabont, like, I want to see what the script looked like. I wanted to see what the movie was like before because you can tell there was a hatchet job in the editing room with this. Like, it just it's too short and too long at the same fucking time.
Yeah.
And, I like, just like my whole entire Heart of Darkness thing with the Happy Madison films, I'm going to like start from one and start rewatching all of the Nightmare on Elm Street because, Halloween's coming up.
I recently watched 2, and 2 is wild homoerotic.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, it's all... The sexuality in all of these movies is weird. Like, there's a lot of, like, subdued, incest stuff going on.
Freddy's a quasi-rapist.
Yeah, like, he's not even a quasi-rapist. He's like the child of rape. It's just like...
because in Freddy vs. Jason, he started fingering that girl as he's about to kill her. The main girl.
See, I don't even remember that part.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, it's... Yep.
Yep. It's gross.
Yeah, not everything about the 80s was good. Yeah,
but that came out in 2007 or 2005.
Right, but it's the whole entire. You have to stick with your roots. Stick with the thing that made this $1 billion franchise.
Ooh boy.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be watching all of the Nightmare on Elm Streets, and I don't want the horror nerds to come at me by saying that these are bad movies. But I mean, I get nostalgia. I still love Freddy. I still love the idea of it. And I love what it represents. But if you look at it in a technical level, these are not good films.
That's why usually when I visit these movies, I usually watch the original, because the original is one of my all-time favorites.
Right.
And then New Nightmare. New Nightmare is basically Scream with Freddy Krueger.
Yeah, definitely.
Also, shout out to Scream. I can't believe we're doing another one of these. Like, Wes Craven's dead, man.
Like leave it alone.
Yeah,
like
stop that shit.
It stopped being good. I mean, 1 was the best.
Right.
And
2's my favorite.
2, right? So 2 is a scarier movie, but it's not a better movie.
Right. But it's my favorite.
Right. And it's good. It's good. Like that's the movie poster I bought for Scream 2 when I got into film school. Like I got the letter, I got the acceptance letter from NYU, and later that day I went to Sam Goody and was like, I want the poster with Jada Pinkett Smith on it, and I can't think of
Sarah Michelle Gellar.
No.
It was both of them.
No, it wasn't Sarah Michelle Gellar
because they're in the background.
No. You're thinking about
because Scream 2. There's 2 of them.
Yeah, no, Scream 2. It was
because Drew Barrymore's on the first one with her white face,
right?
And the 2 white faces on 2 is Jada and Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Is it Sarah Michelle Gellar?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. All right. But yeah, that's So I love that movie, but like we don't need 3 was stupid.
Oh man, 3 was a piece of shit. Holy shit.
I didn't even bother watching 4.
4 is a return to form, but 4 is also just dicey. That's because it's written by, when they announced Kevin Williamson's coming back and doing 4, we were all like,
right, yes, yeah.
And then you hear, it's going to be rewritten by
Aaron Kruger?
Aaron Kruger, the writer of Scream 3, and we're all like, no.
Yeah,
so that movie kind of split the difference.
How did Aaron Kruger get a fucking career?
I don't know, man. He's been writing. I don't think he wrote Beast Wars, but he's written every Transformers since 4. Like 4 and 5 are. Like, all those Transformers movies suck, but 4 and 5 are particularly big pieces of shit, especially 4. 4 has some shit in there where I'm just like, why the fuck are you putting this in a movie, dog?
I would let's go. I'm gonna go back and watch all of the Transformers because I know those last 2 were mad problematic.
Yo, they have they stopped the movie to explain why Jack Rayner can fuck this underage girl. He's like, yeah, we're protected over the Romeo and Juliet law. And I was like, nigga, you carry that shit around in your wallet?
Right.
So that way, if the cops ever roll up on me, he just whips out this car like Romeo and Juliet law. I'm like, yo.
Like, so besides the statutory rape, I'm talking about like the racist car voices,
the ass shots of all the lead actresses. Even 4, like that girl's underage and she has an ass shot. The third one, it starts with the tracking shot, like the camera is up her fucking butt. And I'm just like, bro, this is a fucking Transformers movie.
Right, this is supposed to be like, this is for kids.
The second one, where Megan Fox is painting the motorcycle and the camera just has that pushing shot on her ass.
Look. Yo, early 2000s hit different, baby.
The way, like I said, the way Michael Bay strokes the tripod when he's shooting models is how I stroke the tripod. How I'm going to be stroking the tripod when I shoot Tom Cruise's.
I don't know if I can hear that. What are you going to do with the tripod? I'm just here to act and jump off stuff.
Yeah, you be acting real good once I get through with you.
No!
Oh shit.
So yeah, and lastly I started watching, I finished Turning Point, 911 and the War on Terror on Netflix because we're coming up on 20 years in about a week.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah, and it is rough. It is a rough watch. It is one of the best documentary series on 9/11. The war on Afghanistan, the war on terror, the war in Afghanistan, all the fuckery that's happened over the last 20 years. But that first episode with the planes, it is fucking rough.
Man, I was a freshman in high school when that shit happened. I just remember my principal coming in and announcing that shit. And we all I started laughing because I was like, yo, this is a fucking joke. And then we went into class because I was lunch. We went to class. And our teacher's like, yo, we ain't learning shit today. I want you guys to watch this shit. And they showed it. I was like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, I mean, everybody remembers where they were. Like, I had just dropped out of film school, right? Or not dropped out. Well, I dropped out, but I didn't know I dropped out. I took a year off. And I was working at a production company, like in the graphics department. And like, we watched in CNN like on the computer back in the day. I was like, oh shit, a plane hit. World Trade Center. All right, some guy got drunk and hit it with a Cessna, and then someone pulls out this old fucking dusty black and white cathode ray TV and puts it in the middle of the office, right? And we're watching. We watch that second plane hit.
Yeah,
it's the second plane that gets you.
Yeah,
that's when like, oh shit, this was not an accident.
Yeah,
like I still get,
and then you hear about the Pentagon shit, like
and then it's like, oh shit, we are under, like this is an attack.
Yes, yeah.
So like it's still, 20 years later, and like I'm not as affected by it as I was on day one, but like it's still affecting watching this shit.
Yo, man, that was a lot of shit for me to take in as a kid, because a couple of years before that, it was one of the reasons why I was afraid to go to high school. Fucking Columbine, bro.
Right.
Because there was like 24-hour coverage when that happened. I'm just thinking to myself, man, I don't want to go to get shot just going to school. Because Columbine, that was the first mass shooting. And now that shit happens every day where everybody's like, so another mass shooting happened at this school.
Yeah.
Like it happened to a fucking preschool. And everybody's like, well, it's another day in America. Like everybody just shrugged at that shit. And I'm just like, this is crazy, man.
Yeah. I mean, we do I used to work a real job in the education services, and we would have live fire drills and shit like that.
Oh yeah, we do that too.
Yeah. But anyway, Turning Point 9/11. It is a really great documentary series, and it like takes it up until like last week, literally. Like they ended talking about the withdrawal from Afghanistan.
Oh
like,
shit!
All the shit. Like it's like super current.
Okay.
Like they could have went into production finished production last week, and it was like, it's a really good documentary, and it gets into like all the stuff from the Afghanistan in the 70s with the Russians and shit like that, and how we kind of fucking built Bin Laden.
Okay. Well.
Yeah, like it's affecting, but it's great. Yeah.
All right. Well, I think I'm going to start with TV I've been watching before I jump into movies. So I'm currently working my way through Evil on Paramount Plus. Evil is a crazy show because it's about a priest in training, a psychologist, and a dude who is just there to help facilitate the team. So these three people, and they're trying to, before the Catholic Church is involved, they send in these three people to make sure, like, hey, is this cool to do an exorcism, or is it just fake? And nine out of 10 times it's just fake shit, but it's surreal. So you're thinking the whole time, oh, it's some supernatural shit, but it's always explained at the end of the episode what's really going on. And it's just like, damn, people are fucking evil. And these three people all have problems. Like the dude, Mike Coulter, who was Luke Cage, plays the priest in training. He swears he has visions from God and he talks to God. Bro, he takes hallucinogenic drugs, and that's how he has his visions, and that's how he talks to God.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. This lady, who's the psychologist, she has dreams. I thought this was real. In the first episode, it seemed real, but it's just dreams. She has dreams of a demon that attacks her and sexually molests her, but that's just in her head. Yeah, so it's a good show. Like, I'm working my way through Michael Emerson, who plays Ben Linus on Lost, and he was in Person of Interest.
Okay, yeah.
He plays like the opposite of the psychiatrist, because she's also a lawyer and she does a lot of legal work. He plays her opposite, and this dude he is like the definition of evil. And he was on Person of Interest. Yeah, he is an evil dude. Like, he's manipulating people into doing so much just crazy shit. And it's insane. It's insane. Like, a lot of their cases stem from him because of the evil shit he's doing.
Really?
Yeah. Like, this show is deep.
Okay. All right. I mean, everyone I talk to loves this fucking show.
Yeah. It's crazy. Like, I'm slowly working my way through.
Now, is season 2 done?
They split it up in half. So they showed the first half over the summer. I'm not at season 2 yet.
Okay.
And now the last half of season 2 is currently airing.
Okay.
So because they moved this to Paramount Plus. So now, apparently, from what I understand, season 2 is fucking off the rails because now they have no restrictions, because the first season was on CBS. And watching this show, I'm like, how the fuck was this on CBS in the first place? But I can only imagine what season 2 is going to be now that they have complete freedom to go do whatever the fuck they want.
But are they going to use that complete freedom though? Like, it's still Paramount Plus though. I don't like
Paramount Plus. I don't know. I'm not going to say anything till I see it. Like one thing I've learned is to stop making assumptions and just
go with it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So while we're on TV, I started watching Sex and the City, and I started watching Sex and the City because our network, shout out to New Pod City, they have some stuff going on that will be announced later, and I want to be a team player, so I started watching this show. I announced I was watching this show, and I got very enthusiastic responses from a lot of women.
As you will.
I am 2 episodes or 3 episodes deep into season 2 now because I watched the whole first season. I'm 3 episodes in. This is the white female version of Entourage, where the characters are just callow and shallow. Like, that's hard for you to be callow and shallow at the same time. One of the things that this show brings up automatically is like, these are women in their 30s. And by the way, except for Kristen Davis, none of these women, like Samantha, who's played by Kim Cattrall,
right?
She's supposed to be in her 40s, and I was like, yeah, that tracks. But everybody else is supposed to be in their 30s. I'm like, other than Kristen Davis, Sarah Jessica Parker and Cynthia Nixon do not look 30. I was like, get that shit the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, they go on about how men are dogs, and then they also go out about how they shit on married men, and I'm just like, all right, y'all can't have it both ways. Like, you can't be saying like, oh, I hate sensitive guys, but at the same time, like, oh, I wish guys were more sensitive. Get the fuck out of here.
It's not for us, man.
It's not for you.
It's not for you.
It's not for you.
It's not though.
It's not for you.
It is not. Like, this show is not for us. I don't want to blow up anybody, but like, it's trash TV, and that's what it's meant to be. It's supposed to be trashy. It's supposed to be a fantasy.
Well, I was reading the development of it as I was watching a little bit of the show, and Sarah Jessica Parker did not like this show so much that she was begging Darren Star, like, release me from my contract. She went to HBO. She was like, fuck, because Darren Star is not giving me what I want. She went to HBO directly and was like, guys, I will do 3 TV movies if you release me from my fucking contract, because I don't want to do this show. That's how much she hated the material.
Yeah, I mean, look, I will give Sex and the City one thing. It is probably the first time on TV where women are allowed to act openly and sort of honestly about sexuality and sex and sexuality. So I can't take that away from them.
Yeah, and I'm not shitting on them for the sex, because like, they have sex with like 5 men an episode, and I'm like, that's your life, man. Like, you do you. Like, I'm not gonna judge there. You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. But my thing is, like, it portrays a lifestyle that's just unattainable for almost everybody.
But it's fantasy.
You know what I mean? Like, the fact that these women are able, like, Sarah Jessica Parker is in debt, and she comes home, she looks at her bills, and she throws her bills in the trash. And I'm like, what? Because I'm like, you live in this apartment. You're a fucking writer for a newspaper in this apartment. And you and your girlfriends are able to eat out at lunch every day, go out almost every night, drink and smoke and drink and smoke and eat and drink and smoke and eat with no repercussions. I'm like, how? I used to live that lifestyle. That's one of the reasons why I got so big. There's no way. Like, I was like, get the fuck out of here.
But it's like I said, I can't get mad at it for that, because it's total fucking fantasy. It is like you put it. It is the female version of Entourage, and Entourage is a horrible fucking show filled with horrible people.
Yes,
but you kind of want to live that life. You do. Like, and as reprehensible as Johnny Drama and E and all the Turtle and fucking Vinny Chase are, if you could live that life for a week, you'd give it a try.
Nah, man. I don't want to. Listen, I'm old now. Like, I go to sleep by like 10 o'clock so I could wake up and work out. You know what I mean? Like, I I don't like staying out late anymore, man.
Yeah, but like I can't.
Like I'm a big fan. If I'm gonna hang out, like I'm a big fan of like day drinking, having brunch, sitting around, just chilling off an edible, having good conversations. You know what I mean?
And that's that's gonna be the next version of Entourage, like fucking old man Entourage. But I get what you're saying,
right?
But like I'm not disagreeing with you that it's a horrible show filled with horrible people. What I am saying is you have to allow for trash. You have like trashy, just like fun, escapist fantasy, you know?
I'm also trying to put myself in the headspace that this was 20 years ago.
20 years ago, but they still follow it like Legion. Like it's one of those things where it's, I can't explain it. Like it's 20 years later, doesn't matter how problematic the show is. Like it's got its fans and their fans are diehard. And we know like, when we talk about toxic fanhood, right? We're always thinking about men, right? But I mean, I'm sure there's a toxic fanhood of Sex and the City followers who are, trying to live that New York lifestyle that no one lived.
It's also and I was thinking to myself, and I was just like, there's a lot of women I know who are like this, and they are always complaining about why they're single, and I'm just well, maybe.
Like now you're getting you can't say nothing. Don't say nothing. Don't get yourself in trouble, man.
Well, maybe it's for a reason, because watching this show, I'm just like, I wouldn't date not one of these people. Maybe Kristen Davis's character, because she seems, for the not all the way, but for the most part, she seems like she has some rationale to her.
Right. I know, we had this conversation with girls. Like, it's not for us, but it's filled with horrible people doing horrible things, and people like watching that just because you kind of wish you could do that.
Here's the thing: I would rather live the life of Sex and the City than Girls. Girls is just awful.
No. Yeah, Girls is like,
that's an awful show.
At least everyone in Sex and the City had a fucking job.
And you know what, man? You know what? I get the appeal of Sex and the City. I get where they're coming from. Girls, we're gonna move on. Yeah. I'm doing my due diligence. Like, I'm too deep in it now. I'm 3 episodes in the season 2. I might as well fucking finish it.
You got to finish it.
Yeah. So
are you gonna watch the movies?
Yeah, I have to.
Oh, I hear
the movie's a piece of shit, but I hear 2 is probably one of the worst things ever made.
Yeah. If you want to watch 1 and 2, the movies together, because I've watched a handful of Sex and the City shows. I think I watched the last episode with a girlfriend, and it was fine. It's something like, it's a rite of passage. It's something you got to do. But I will watch the first and second movie with you, and we just for solidarity.
All right. Well, know that it's coming up week after week. I will be talking about this show, where I'm at with this show, how I feel about this show, but it's coming up. So now you have that to look forward to.
Yay.
All right. So last thing of TV before I move into movies, Disney Plus, they finally finished out Monsters at Work. And that last episode is what the whole fucking show should have been. It ended great, but it's just a lot of shit between those first 2 episodes.
Right.
And even the previous episode where they had the little monsters and showing, like, that was good. So the first 2 episodes and the last 2 episodes, great. But everything else, it was rough.
How many episodes was it?
10, and they're 30 minutes.
All right. But
It was rough getting to this point. So Monsters at Work, I don't know.
So, do I even have to watch those middle episodes? Can I just watch the first 2 and the last 2?
Yeah.
All right. So I can skip all the bullshit in the middle?
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, the only thing I could say that's good is the character development of the main character. Like, you see him actually go from being a shitty person to a good person. Okay. That's it. Also, they dropped all the episodes of Dog Days on Wednesday, September 1st. Dog Days is the sequel to Up.
Oh.
It is a collection of 5 5-minute shorts, and it is beautiful. Just beautiful. R.I.P. Ed Asner, because Ed Asner does the voice of the old man again.
Okay.
So it's Doug in the backyard just getting into shenanigans.
Oh, man.
And it covers different stuff for like 5 episodes, but they're all very sweet. You're just like, oh, it leaves you feeling good.
That's gonna make me cry.
It's amazing. I was like, see, this Pixar. If you're gonna do sequels from now on, follow Doug Days. Do like 5-minute shorts. Do like a bunch of them and then just put them out.
Yeah, well.
It's like roughly 30 minutes. It's 5-minute shorts. They're just all so good. So Doug Days, I don't think we'll be getting a second season because unfortunately, Ed Asner.
Unless they have a whole bunch in the can. Like I don't know how that works with these with animation or commercial or like cartoons and stuff like that. Maybe they have a bank of material that they've written and the animation has to catch up to the voice acting.
Oh, well, I mean, the way if this was it, I'd be very happy because I'm gonna rewatch this from time to time. This is probably the best shit Pixar's put out in a while. Like
bold.
Besides, like for me, recent Pixar, it's Soul and then this.
Okay, those are bold words. All right.
Yeah, man. So, Doug Days. Now let's get into some movies. Real quickly, Sweet Girl. I watched that a couple of Sundays ago. It is a piece of shit through and through.
Like the trailer didn't even sell me on it. Like it just looked like it was a direct-to-video throwback to 2005.
It has a twist that you could probably see coming a mile away, and it's so absurd and insane.
It shouldn't have a twist. It should be a straightforward action movie, right? It shouldn't have a twist.
Oh, well, there is. There's a twist/reveal, and it is insane on every level.
I now have to watch it just once.
It fucking sucks. God damn. Isabel Merced. Her real name's Isabel Moner, but she changed her professional name to Isabel Merced. She's a great actress, but she's just been in like garbage like this, Dora the Explorer movie, the 5th Transformer. She was like the main girl in the 5th Transformer. Like, yo.
Oh, that's right. She was the one who kept fixing shit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
man. Yeah. I feel bad for her. Like
she's gonna hit one of these days. She's gonna hit.
Yo, she needs to fire her fucking agent. That's what I know.
Hey, at least she keeps on getting work.
I feel bad for her, man. Yep. She don't deserve this. All right, watch the Bob Ross documentary called Bob Ross: Happy Accidents, Betrayal, and Greed. And
I started watching that.
This shit is wild, my G. Wild.
I started and I watched like the first half hour, and I fell asleep. Not because it was boring. It's just because I started
tired.
watching.
Yeah,
I started watching it at like 2 a.m. But like it looked like, oh yeah, this shit.
I'm not gonna say anything other than give it a watch.
Let's paint several little happy trees.
So since I've been watching a lot of TV, it's just this weekend is really I started getting back into movies. Yesterday I went to the Alamo and I was like, yo, you know what? Not yesterday, Saturday. I was like, yo, let me treat myself to a brunch screening.
Okay.
I saw Moonstruck. That's my second time seeing it. My first time in the theater seeing it.
Like Moonstruck, like the 80s Moonstruck.
Yeah, the Cher
and fucking
Nicolas
Cage.
Yeah, it's my second time seeing it.
Oh shit, okay.
And it's been a minute since I seen it. It was I still love the movie. It's like I don't really fuck with romantic comedies, but like this is a romantic comedy. Like I gotta cop the Criterion Blu-ray. Like I fucking there's nothing.
Do you fuck with Mystic Pizza?
I haven't seen Mystic Pizza.
Try, like if you like Moonstruck, you'll like Mystic Pizza.
Okay. When Cher slapped him and said snap out of it, the whole fucking theater started cheering. I was like, damn, that theater was filled with Moonstruck fans, and we were on the biggest screen in that theater. Theater we were at
for Green Night?
Yeah.
Okay.
Snap out of it.
That motherfucker was sold out.
Good for them.
It was introduced by Jason Bailey. He's a film critic and writer. He's doing this Fun City Cinema series, and Fun City Cinema covers New York, as he calls it, when it was still grimy, it was still dangerous, and still a shithole.
Yo, so the good New York.
So he's doing all bunch of these, and he's putting out a book with it called Fun City Cinema. He is putting out He's doing a whole series of these. So they're going to be doing Uncut Gems. They're going to be doing Taxi Driver. They're doing Coming to America.
Yo. So let me know when Taxi Driver.
Oh, it's sold out.
Of course it's sold out.
And guess what? He announced, he's like, yeah, Taxi Driver. We're doing Taxi Driver. And the DP is going to be here and talk about the film after the movie.
I want to ask him about that last shot in the hallway.
Yeah, there's some girl who sat next to me, very pretty, and she started flirting with me and asking me, she's like, so have you seen this? I'm like, yeah. She's like, my parents always told me to see this. I was like, yeah. And I just wasn't with it because I was, you know, I ate an edible. I was hitting my pen. I was just there for myself. I wanted to just enjoy myself. This is the first time I've been by myself for a minute. Like, I just wanted to just enjoy my brunch and my Saturday. And I was just like you're pretty and all that, but like I am not in the mood for this shit right.
Yeah, sometimes you're just not in the mood. But like you could have had yourself a moonstruck moment,
bro.
It's all right. It's all right.
I'm not.
Yo, if it happened once, it'll happen again, baby.
Listen, I wanted a day to just chill. You know what I'm saying? Like I wanted to take in a movie and just be antisocial and just get drunk, bro.
I get it. But
speaking of, they need to put that prickly pear cactus water. It's a cocktail.
Okay.
It is delicious. It is refreshing. It is strong. They need to put that shit on the main menu, and they need to put the Italian 75, which is like a mimosa on steroids. It has all types of shit in it.
So, like, what was it called? Italian? It's like
Italian 75. I'll show you the menu once we're done recording.
So it's like I mean, not that you would probably know. It's like a French bulldog or a French 75.
I'll show you once we're done.
All right.
I'm gonna review a movie that's coming out this weekend. I'll save that towards the end, but let's get into Chaos Walking. I watched that yesterday.
Oh, is that the Tom Holland John?
Yeah, with Daisy Ridley.
Yeah, I mean
directed by Doug Liman.
That looked like it was 10 years too late.
This movie cost over $100 million, partially because they had to reshoot almost the entire movie because it had such bad test screenings. It came out in March where nobody felt safe going back to the theaters. Right. I didn't feel safe. I wasn't even partially vaccinated, so I was like, oh, well, that's too bad. Lionsgate, I don't know. What the fuck is Lionsgate doing?
That's their tagline, actually. That's on their, like, the masthead for their business is like, Lionsgate, what the fuck are we doing?
Because outside of John Wick, like, anyways, the movie sucked. Let's keep it moving. Let's just keep it fucking moving.
Did you expect anything else?
I watched Friday, before I went to see Shang-Chi, I watched Happier Than Ever, A Love Story to Los Angeles. It's Billie Eilish performing her new album with an orchestra at the Hollywood Bowl.
Okay, that sounds cool.
And some of it was animated. The animated parts were cool.
All right.
And before we get into...
Where'd you watch that? Disney Plus.
Okay. Before we get into the final movie before I review... Yesterday, Sundays are my days to watch shit and do my laundry because it's the only day I have literally to myself. And I got to get my laundry done.
Yeah, man. Can't be stinking.
I ate an edible and...
as you do.
Went too hard and OD'd to the point where, like, I had to yak. And I yacked.
Oh, wow.
Because I could feel my body was telling me, like, yo, this is poison right now. And you got to get it out your system. So I just yacked.
Wait, so
I OD'd.
You OD'd on edible? I didn't even think that was possible.
Bro, I don't pay attention to the rapping. I'm like, yo, I know myself. I'm like, yeah, I can handle this shit.
It's like, I'm a professional.
Yeah. They're like, I ate a punch bar. And this punch bars have different strength because they're like Hershey's bar. You know how Hershey's is sectioned off into little pieces?
Yeah.
They tell you to take a little piece. And each piece of this punch bar I ate yesterday was 25 milligrams. And I ate 3 pieces.
You did that to yourself.
So
you did that to you fucking self.
That was 75 milligrams.
You did that to yourself.
So, yo, man, I thought I could handle it, and then obviously I couldn't. So my brother, I was so fucked up. I was like, Trey, pick a movie. I was like, I don't care. I'm gonna take a nap anyway. And he's like, all right, let's watch Skyfall. He's like, you've been rewatching all these Bond movies in preparation for No Time to Die. I was like, yeah. So I got too fucked up during that. I had to yak once the movie's done. I passed out during the movie. I rewatched it again this morning and like, yo, it's still
the best. It's the best one.
I like it just as much as Casino Royale because I rewatched them recently and Casino Royale, like Quantum of Solace has its problems, but you could see there's a good movie there.
Right.
There's still stuff to like about it. I think it needed a different director. Mark Forrester sucks as a director.
I don't hate any of the new Bonds.
Oh,
like even Spectre.
Ooh.
Like I don't hate Spectre.
I gotta revisit Spectre. I only seen it once, and that was when it first came out. Like I am dreading revisiting Spectre, but yeah, Skyfall and Casino Royale are like they're on the same level for me, but these two of the best Bond movies ever. But like this needs to just be called M fucking up, because that's what the movie is. It's just M making every worst decision possible to the point where the British intelligence agencies had to sit her down and be like, bitch, you gotta retire. Like you just fucking up to the point where you like, now we gotta put you in retirement, bitch.
But like I love that aspect of it, like the fallout from your high, like your like for all the other Bond movies, no one in the higher echelon ever fucked up.
Yeah,
there was no accountability for anything like that.
No
one was ever wrong.
Every plot point of this movie, M was just fucking up to the point where even I was watching this and I told Trey once I was done watching it again, and I was like, James Bond fucks up, but never as bad as M did this movie. Like fucked up to the point where so many people have died. She just made every worst decision possible. Like that shit is,
but that seemed real to me. Like
it's bureaucrat shit.
It's like sometimes there are only wrong decisions to be made.
No, there were better decisions to be made at every point. But yeah, Skyfall, I love that fucking movie. And the last thing I'll get into is the card counter. I got a screening of it the day it premiered at the Venice the Venice International Film Festival. If you see that trailer and that movie sold you on that trailer, you're going to hate this fucking movie. This is a Paul Schrader movie through and through. Like it is esoteric. It's a character piece. It is weird. It is slow. I loved it because like I'm a fan of Paul Schrader's work, but like yeah, this is the movie advertises like a glossy, like Rounders almost, and it ain't that. It ain't that at all.
I mean, if you know the director, if you know the writer, if you know Paul Schrader, you knew what you were getting into.
Yeah, man.
I saw the trailer. It was like, oh yeah, that is like 10 minutes of the movie. That's like the 10 juiciest moments of that movie. They put that in the fucking trailer, and that's what they're trying to sell this as. Like that's not what it's gonna be.
All I'm gonna say is definitely go see it when it comes out this weekend. I don't want to say anything because there's gonna be shit in there where you're gonna be like, what the fuck? Like the only thing I will say is the score had this like real breathing where I'm like, whoa, this is making me uncomfortable because I had to watch it on my Chromebook and I put my headphones on. And I was just like, this is making me uncomfortable. And then as the movie goes on, that breathing gets more and more guttural and just visceral. And I'm just like, ooh, I really don't like this now. It gets...
I kind of want to watch this in Dolby Atmos.
Too many songs. That's my only complaint. It's just too many songs. But other than that, like that... It's a Paul Schrader movie. I'm just letting y'all know now.
If you don't know who Paul Schrader is, look him up.
Oh, man. All right. Let's move into fucking trailers, man.
Roll camera and action.
It's time for some trailer talk.
All right, people, since we're running out of time, we're going to just do Spider-Man and we'll give you all these trailers. Well, we'll do Spider-Man and Spencer and we'll do all these trailers for next time. Sure. Promise. Jeff and our engineers here, and he said it too with you, Jeff, our engineer / producer, Frank. Both of y'all called it that night. As soon as we finished recording the last episode, they dropped the fucking Spider-Man trailer.
Yep.
I'm mad this didn't play in front of either, because I saw Shang-Chi twice. I'm mad it didn't play in front of either one when I went to see it.
Probably because it's Sony.
The fuck it was fucking Sony.
Man, it's a dick measuring contest, even though they're sharing the IP. Yeah, Spider-Man. Okay.
I wasn't planning on going to 68th and Broadway to see this. After watching that trailer,
you got to see it big, babe.
I was like, damn, I got to go see this on the 68th and Broadway IMAX. Like when I saw Doctor Strange doing all that Doctor Strange shit, I'm like, fuck, I'm going to have to get really high and go see this at 68th and Broadway on that 8-story IMAX.
Yeah, it looked before Tom Holland, I never fucked with Spider-Man.
What?
Like I liked the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, and
but not
like
even like the character.
Like I was like before the movies, I was never a fan of the character.
What?
Yeah, the movies made me. Hey. Some people like cucumbers better pickled. I was never a fan of Spider-Man.
Jesus Christ!
Until like the Tobey Maguire movies, and honestly, Tom Holland is the best Spider-Man.
Well, yeah, that goes without saying because it's the most comic accurate depiction of Peter and Spider-Man.
Frank's just staring at me like I don't fuck with Spider-Man like that.
That's fucking blasphemy, man. Anyways, yeah. Everybody's been calling out how happy Doctor Strange is and how willing he's going along on this.
It's a trailer. We don't know what the setup is.
But everybody's thinking it's Mephisto.
Yeah, just like everybody thought everything for every other Marvel show. Is the biggest fucking Marvel fans are the biggest bunch of conspiracy theorists outside of the people who like rewatch the Zapruder film. Like, is there fucking anything they can do is like, yeah, he's definitely Mephisto. Like, yes, it could be Mephisto, or that dude could just be happy because he's back in existence for being vapor for 5 years.
Well, shout out to Wong. Wong's popping up in everything, yo. This nigga's like the new Nick Fury / Coulson. Like,
yeah, we're gonna talk about Wong.
Yeah. So shout out to Wong. Yeah. So Spider-Man: No Way Home. They finally dropped the trailers. Now people could shut the fuck up about that shit online for a few weeks. God damn. Also, this was a teaser. I like how they called it a teaser trailer, and the shit was 3.5 minutes. I'm like, how the fuck is a teaser trailer 3.5 minutes?
Because it tickled all the fanboys' balls. That's how it gave him a tease.
All right. Well, when the next trailers drop, Jeff will be reviewing them, and I won't because this trailer was enough, and I want to keep some of the surprises for the fucking movie.
Yeah, I mean that's fine. Yeah, it looks hard as fuck. And I can't wait to see how they bring all of the other dimensions Sinister Six together.
Yeah, because I was teased. Spencer is Pablo Larraín doing Princess Diana with Kristen Stewart. It had its premiere at Venice, got rave reviews. I love Jackie. Jackie was amazing. This looks like Jackie, so I'm pretty sure I'm going to love this shit.
Yeah, I mean, it looks elegant. It looked beautiful. I got nothing else to say about it. I mean, it was only like, the trailer was only like 1minute and 50 seconds or something like that. And it was only beauty shots, but it looked fantastic.
All right, well, let's move into our main review.
And now, the moment you've been waiting for. The Film Blurds feature film review.
So, Vacation Friends, man.
Who the fuck told this movie to be good?
Yeah, right?
Oh.
If they put this in theaters, this would have made money.
Yeah, it would have made money, and I will say this is the best Happy Madison movie that Happy Madison never made.
Yeah. Shout out to John Cena. John Cena's been on a fucking tear, man.
Like, what is with these, like, buffed up, fucking ex-wrestlers and shit like that being hilarious?
Yeah.
Fucking you got Channing Tatum. He's fucking hilarious. Dave Bautista can be funny. Like, and John Cena between his Peacemaker and this, he's killing this year.
Yeah. I got nothing else to say, man. Like, it's getting a sequel because it did that fucking well opening weekend on Hulu. Like, it's the most streamed shit on Hulu, which means y'all should have probably put it in fucking theaters.
Yeah. Like, of all the movies that have gone in theaters this year, this is the one that could have, justified it. Yeah. Because I love watching comedies with an audience because the laughter is infectious, So the shit you laughed at home, imagine laughing at that shit with a room full of other people.
And I can only imagine how you felt. You watched this by yourself. I watched this with my brother and his girlfriend, and all of us were sitting there dying laughing. Like, I love it. I'm gonna probably watch it again.
Yeah, this is like I could rewatch this and not have a problem. I could I would probably laugh just as hard, maybe a little less. And the thing about it is they get the recipe. There is nothing new in this movie, right? You know what the story beats are.
Yeah.
Right? But it's just the way it's fucking executed.
I had to pause the movie because we all got uncomfortable during the confession scene. Remember that? With little Rel?
At the end?
Yeah, where he got up.
Oh, yeah, it was real awkward.
I was like, we had to pause it. We're like, ooh, boy.
Like you know it's good when your butt starts clenching. Yeah. And it's like, oh, don't do it. No, don't do it.
Yeah, has some low-key rape in here. I'm not too happy about that.
I don't know if it was all that low-key.
Yeah, that was definitely rape. Like, they try to play it off for laughs.
Right. Well, you know.
So, it's no female rape, it's male rape.
Yeah. Look, it's like I said, it's the best Happy Madison movie Happy Madison never made, and so it's gonna get a little rapey.
All right, so let's move into Candyman. Candyman, and this is how I will describe Candyman. Candyman is a movie made by black people, starring black people, written by black people, for white people.
That is the most accurate description of this movie. I didn't have high hopes for the movie, but I had hopes for the movie, and I'm gonna put all the good stuff out first. All right, it's beautifully fucking shot. It is beautifully acted.
Nia DaCosta is a great director. Like, if you see her first movie, Little Woods, it does the themes of race and just trying to survive much better. It's on Hulu.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic fucking film. Like, you watch that and you understand why she's been getting the work she's been getting. And then Candyman 2, you're like, okay, I get why you're getting the work you're getting. It's just the script fucking sucks.
Right. And once again, like, I know we've had this conversation about Jordan Peele. He's overrated.
No, see, this was Jordan Peele. This was Win Rosenfeld. I don't know the dude's work.
And Nia DaCosta.
Yeah, so maybe the script was different because it seems like Jordan Peele and Win wrote this together, and then Nia came in and
yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like,
it feels like a jigsaw puzzle where all the pieces are there and it never comes together. Like
a jigsaw puzzle from different jigsaw puzzles, you know, like all the.
And my brother said, like, you know, we never really get to know Anthony.
Right. Yeah, and don't get me started on that fucking twist or the reveal, like at near the end.
What that he's the baby?
Yeah, that he's the baby
from the first movie.
Yeah, like, all right, so this is a direct sequel.
Yes.
To, like, don't get it twisted. It's not a reboot. It is a direct sequel. It did some interesting things with the lore of Candyman.
Like, the shadow puppets are amazing.
The shadow puppets were the scariest part of the fucking movie, to me, honestly.
I didn't like that Tony Todd didn't show up as Candyman until the end.
Right. Spoiler alert.
But the movie's been out for 2 weeks.
Right. But I get, like, what they were trying to do. Like, any black person or black male or I guess black woman who endures like such horrific fucking like
racial injustice,
right, could be Candyman, right? So I got that, and that was an interesting way to go. What I'm mad at is the Brianna Cartwright character, like the girlfriend character. Mm-hmm. She has the most interesting storyline, and is the most interesting character in the whole entire fucking movie. And just like I said with that fucking movie Gully, the most interesting part could have been cut out of the movie, and it would have been the same fucking movie, right?
I think we there's enough there for where it should have been from her point of view, especially with her dad being an artist who killed herself. Like that
the movie should have focused on her dealing with her boyfriend who is either going crazy or actually becoming a supernatural serial killer.
Yeah. Coleman Domingo,
wasted.
I hated that because he seemed like a dude who just had his head on his shoulders, had endured a horrific thing during his childhood, but overcame that and is just living life. And then at the end, hate to spoil it, but who gives a fuck?
He's an acolyte of the fucking cult of Candyman.
He just loses his fucking mind out of nowhere. Like he was crazy the whole time. I was like, where the fuck did this come from?
Coleman Domingo, if you are listening to this podcast, I love you, man. I want you to be my gay father. You deserve better roles because you are that good an actor.
Nia, I want to say something too. You got to make sure your scripts are a little more polished than this, like much more polished.
And it was so like the talk of gentrification and all of that, and like the white, like trying to superimpose the white guilt on there. It was just so fucking heavy-handed.
No offense, man. This is stuff that we live through every day. So just watching it, I was just like, sure. Do I get why people love it? Absolutely. Do I get why people hate it? Absolutely. I don't love it. I don't hate it. It's just it's something I never want to watch again.
Right.
It just wasn't, for me, it wasn't good enough to watch again.
Like the thing about it is, my entire thing is there are so many storylines or ways to approach this that were much more interesting than what we got. Like I rewatched Candyman, the original, after I saw this, and that shit still holds up.
Yes.
Right? It's nuanced, right? And it's subtle. And there's the horror builds. You don't see Candyman until fucking halfway through the movie, you know? In the original. And this, like, I didn't feel like Candyman was a fucking threat in this.
That's the problem. Candyman really isn't the focus.
Right. Well, that's fine, but like, but
he was the focus in the first movie.
He's the first. Well, no. I mean, Virginia Madison's character was like kind of the first. Well,
but she was investigating,
right.
Like, you know what I mean. And this is just okay.
Yeah.
So real quick, let's say Shang-Chi. Marvel needs to start getting weird because now, like, their little Marvel's formula, it's kind of getting old, man.
Right. Look here, Shang-Chi. They tried. Like it was not the worst Marvel movie. It was enjoyable. It felt like it's something I had to watch to get to the next movie instead of a movie I had to watch because it was good.
Here's my thing. It's structured like Black Panther, but the thing is, there's a lot of character development in Black Panther. We got to know Black Panther before his movie. Like, he's in Civil War.
Right.
Like, the fact that they tried to mimic that here, I was like, it didn't work. Because the character, like, the way this movie, like, when we got to the bus fight at the beginning of the movie, I said, wait. Before we get to this bus fight, can we please get a little bit more character development? Like, something. I couldn't believe we're getting this bus fight already.
Right. So here's my thing with it. I love the Black Panther comparison. My problem was with Wong. All right, Wong shows up twice in this movie.
Spoiler.
Because
we're gonna get into spoilers now.
Right. He didn't need to show up the first time. Right. Like in the fight,
fighting the Abomination,
right.
Which that brings up a whole bunch of questions.
Right.
Where the Abomination's his pet now.
Right. Yeah. So that didn't need to happen. You could have cut that out, and then he would have had more impact in the post-credit scene when he showed up in the restaurant.
Right.
Right. And it just felt like they put Wong in there because he was Asian, not because it had anything to do with the larger story they're trying to tell. And that's the difference between Black Panther. You don't see fucking Rhodey in a bar in Wakanda randomly. You know what I'm saying?
But then there's also a lot of powerful scenes. Like, the most powerful scene in Black Panther is where he confronts Forrest Whitaker, and Forrest Whitaker was like, yo, he was my king. And he screams at him like, no, now I'm your king.
Right.
There's never a moment like that in this movie.
Right. And the Mandarin didn't seem like he didn't seem like he was 1,000 years old. He didn't seem like a fucking threat.
Shout out to Tony Leung. It's cool seeing him in something other than an art movie from War Kai Wai. He's one of our greatest actors living. But a lot of people haven't seen him in anything because he mostly does movies in China.
Right.
So, but yeah, man, I
like the act. Like, I had no problem with the acting. The dialogue was horrible.
It didn't, like I said, the movie didn't take off until it brought in all the Chinese myth and legends, like when the creatures showed up and started, like,
right.
It should have got weird. Marvel, you need to get weird. And that's the thing you can tell is, like, they're afraid to get weird with the movies, but with the shows,
they get all sorts of freaky.
And that's why I like the shows now, because they're taking risk that the movies really need to start taking.
Yeah. And shout out to Awkwafina for being the first character in Marvel Cinematic Universe to say the word vagina.
Real quick before we go, I'd like to say I don't like that second post-credit scene where
I can't remember that one. Was
the sister takes over the 10 rings and then it says the 10 rings will return. And I'm just like
you knew that was going to happen.
We've been dealing with the 10 rings since Iron Man 1. Can we just please move the fuck on? Like I'm tired of this shit.
We knew it was going to happen.
I'm so tired of this shit.
Like everything was telegraphed. You've seen this movie before. And it's just now with Asian people, a dragon, and kung fu.
Yeah, the fights were dope. That's all. That's the best thing I could say. The fights were dope. But
like,
yeah, man.
All right,
that was episode 19. We're the Film Blurs. I'm Brandon Norwood, and I'm the motherfucking protagonist.
I'm the protagonist.
I'm Jeff Stewart, aka He Who Remains.
Don't come at us. It's just fucking movies.
You've been listening to the Film Blurs podcast.
Man, I just love what you guys do, man.
I never miss an episode. It's the best. It's my favorite podcast.
Follow Jeff on IG on MindFire XL and Brandon on Twitter at BJN Tweets.